What would you do if the most effective diabetes hacks were possibly hidden from you? In this video, I'm going to answer three big questions. What are these hacks? Why don't doctors talk about them? And how you can start using them today to flatten your blood sugar spikes. Stay with me because by the end of the video, you're going to know exactly what to do. Hi, I'm David Baker. I'm an ICU nurse and a health coach, and I've helped people put their type 2 diabetes into remission naturally while reducing or even eliminating many other prescription medications. I spent years on the front lines of healthcare, and now I'm going to share the exact strategies I use with my private clients every day. These same methods have transformed their health, and they can do the same for you too. Quick note before we dive in, I also put together a free guide. It explains all the hacks that you're going to learn today, and I'll share more about that, but you can find it down below. Okay. So let's get started. Hack number one, the vinegar hack. Most people finish a plate of pasta, rice, and they feel sluggish an hour later. And that crash happens because your blood sugar spikes real fast and then plummets. It's like pouring gasoline on a fire. Quick, hot, and then what happens? Burns out. Okay, this is why so many people crash after eating fast food that spike their blood sugar levels. To avoid this, I want you to try drinking 1 tablespoon of vinegar, and you're going to dilute this in a large glass of water. Now, when you do this, it's important that you drink it 20 minutes before you eat or 20 minutes after you eat. Now, what does this do? This will slow your blood sugar and insulin spikes, so they're not going as steeply and quickly. Now, it's also going to decrease your hunger, your cravings, and burn more fat because it lowers the blood sugar level and the insulin spikes. Now, vinegar works by helping inactivate the enzyme alpha amylase. When this enzyme is temporarily inactivated, sugars and starches that change into glucose much slower, and this slows down your glucose spike. So vinegar also has acidic acid, which reduces the amount of insulin in the body and helps your body burn fat due to the effects on your body's mitochondria. Okay? Now here's the cool part. Did you know just one tablespoon of vinegar can lower your blood sugar spike after a meal up to 30%. Now you always want to drink it through a straw, okay? It's got that acid in there and it could possibly damage your tooth enamel. So you don't want to be drinking from a bottle. Don't be tipping it back. All right? Now, another way you can do this is to add vinegar to your salad dressing, okay, with some olive oil. I do it. It's pretty good. This is a double-edged attack on lowering your blood sugar levels. You're doing this by incorporating vinegar and fiber from your salad. Now, the fiber will slow the absorption of insulin-spiking foods as you eat it, and we'll talk about that in another hack. This means a steadier burn of energy. So it's not gonna peak and trough. It's gonna be a steady burn of energy, fewer spikes, fewer crashes. This is one small change, and it has a big payoff, and it's easy to do. So, like I was talking about a minute ago, I put together a free guide called the 6 Steps to Reversing Diabetes Naturally. And that shows you the full framework I use with my coaching clients. It's free, it's easy to download, and gives you the exact roadmap my clients use to lower their blood sugar naturally. You can grab the link below, and it'll help you start seeing results a lot faster. Coming up next, we got hack number 2. This one you can do anywhere. It starts working within minutes. Okay, hack number 2. Move after eating. Your muscles need glucose to operate. It's the fuel needed to contract each muscle. The more intense you exercise, the more glucose you need for fuel. And after we eat, glucose is released in the bloodstream, and exercising within 70 minutes of eating will help burn this new glucose production from your meal. Now, why 70 minutes? 70 minutes is the optimal time because that's about the time it takes for the blood sugar to spike and reach its apex. So you want to do it within this 70 minutes. Exercising in this time frame will help your muscles uptake all that extra circulating glucose. And the more intense your workout, the more glucose is used up. By decreasing the excess glucose, this will lower your insulin and glucose spikes, which will help reduce energy crashes and weight gain. All right, that's pretty cool. So here's another fact. Did you know that just 10 minutes of light movement after a meal can lower your blood sugar spike by up to 30%? That's why a short walk, you can do some short body weight squats. You can go upstairs. I mean, you don't need a gym. Just a little movement turns your muscle into natural medicine for your blood sugar. Now, by combining this with vinegar before and after meals or before or after, and 20 minutes of real light walking or a brisk walk after eating, you're going to be way on your way to better health and better blood sugar control. Okay, now we're getting to hack number 3. And this one may be the simplest change with the biggest long-term payoff. Hack number 3, vegetable first, eating your food in order. Your mama always told you to eat vegetables, but did your mama tell you to eat your vegetables first? Okay, so how does this work? I want you to think of your stomach. It's like a curvy road. It goes in the stomach and you got all the bowels and it all goes back and forth like a curvy road. All right. Now, if you just eat sugars and starches first, they're like a sports car. They'll hit this and go down the road quickly. And they'll go through your system real quick. It's kind of like drinking orange juice or something like that. And it's going to release a lot of sugars really quickly, get in your bloodstream and spike that insulin. But if you eat your vegetables first, this creates something like a slow moving semi truck. And you ever get behind one of these on the road, it just goes real slow. You don't have a passing lane. You're just stuck behind them. And so if you eat this fiber first, it's like that slow moving semi truck. It slows down all the traffic behind it. The fiber goes in first and it makes this slow moving vehicle, which slows down everything moving through the stomach into the small intestines, slows your gastric emptying. Now, everything you consume after that fiber has to slow down behind the fiber-rich veggies. Doing this, the rate of your glucose molecules, they get broken down much more slowly. And if they're broken down slower, they're absorbed in your bloodstream a lot slower. And now you don't have these spikes. So the slower the absorption, the slower the glucose spike, the lower amount of insulin production and to combat those elevated glucose levels. So fiber helps this way because it's not broken down into glucose like in our digestive tract. So this slow moving vehicle effects makes it more difficult for the glucose to make it in the bloodstream. So the next order when you eat your food after your vegetables, you want to eat your protein and your fats. Okay, so why do you want to do that? So both proteins and fats slow down your gastric emptying just like your fiber and therefore slows the absorption of glucose again. This lowers the blood sugar and insulin spikes. Now your carbs, they're last. You're going to eat those last. Carbs are the race cars on the road. Eat any carbohydrates last so they go through the stomach slower because they're being stuck behind the semi-truck effect of fiber, proteins, and fats. So their absorption is slower released. It's going to be released at a lot slower rate. So most people don't realize that if you eat your food, just if you eat it in the right order, you can change your blood sugar just as much as what you eat. That's why eating your meal in order, starting with vegetables, then go to your proteins, fats, and then your carbohydrates, it can cut your glucose spike as much as 73%. And your insulin spike almost as 48%. So, and these aren't made up numbers. This was a study done by Cornell University. They studied this, and if you change the order that you eat your food, you can get these numbers. And that's what they came up with in that study from Cornell. So just eat a side salad, steamed broccoli, or a handful of raw vegetables before your main meal, and then follow up with your proteins, fats, and then your carbohydrates last if you choose to eat them. Now, it's a simple shift that pays off big and steady energy, lowers your blood sugar. Use this with the vinegar hack and the light exercise for maximum effects on lowering your blood sugar levels. Now, I don't know why most doctors don't bring these different interventions up. Are they hidden from you? Are they just not bringing them up? But they always seem to go straight to medications instead of lifestyle changes. If you implement these, they're going to change your blood sugar levels. They're going to help lower these things. And maybe you can stave off these medications. I don't know why most physicians don't bring these things back up. But now you know these 3 hacks to lower your blood sugar naturally. You got the vinegar, moving after meals, eating in the right order. These work because it uses your body's natural biology to keep your glucose steady, and it doesn't rely on more medications. Okay? I love these hacks. Now, if you found this helpful, grab your free guide of 6 steps to reversing diabetes naturally in the description. It's free, it's easy to download, and it's the same system that I use to help people lower their blood sugar, cut their medications, and they've even put their diabetes in remission using these methods. So grab your copy of the guide below and then watch this video right here, and we'll break down the 3 most common diabetes myths and how to fix them. That way you'll have both the roadmap and the pitfalls to avoid. I'll see you in the next episode, okay? I'll see you there.